We've probably heard the saying, practice makes perfect. What that means is if we want to get better at something, we've got to put the time in. Whether that be improving on your shooting skills or getting better at your favorite sport or having a goal of passing a test at school, we have to put the time in and be dedicated to reach our goal. The Apostle Paul wrote a letter to the church of Philippi, and he told them that he had a goal of gaining perfection in his relationship with Jesus Christ. And he told them, I've not obtained that yet, but one thing I do, forgetting those things which are behind and reaching forward to those things that are ahead. He said, I press toward the goal of the prize of the upward call of God in Jesus Christ. And what Paul was telling us here is don't let your mistakes from yesterday hinder your victories today. Every day stay focused, set that goal, and do everything you can to reach it. Continue to be persistent. Reach your goals. Let me ask you this. If you were to spend the same amount of time with your spouse that you do with God every week, how would your relationship be? Well, for some of us, an hour or less a week, we'd be in the doghouse. So my challenge for you this week is this. The book of Proverbs has 31 chapters, one for each day. Take today's date, find the chapter with that same number, and read it. Think about it all day long. Ask yourself, what does this mean to me? God, what are you wanting to show me? Every day, take time to read a chapter, and I promise you, the end results will be amazing. Hey, thanks for watching today's video. Go to our Facebook page at From the Blind Outdoors. Let us know what you think about today's video. And as always, keep shooting straight.
All right, another great message from Pastor Tim. Look forward to them every week. We appreciate that, Tim. Keep those coming. You guys can call us now, 615-737-7767. And while y'all are doing that with your own questions or comments, give us a call. Let's talk about a little bit, something a little bit different that you guys have gotten into doing now. You cover a lot of things. But tell me this, Dalton. Let's talk about your hydrographics for a little bit.
So for people that don't know what hydrographics is, we basically, let's say you want to have a custom design on your favorite hunting rifle. So you send that in to us. We paint it whatever color you want, and then we take a sheet of like film with a pattern on it. We spray some activator on it in a hot tub, like a tub full of hot water basically, and then once that's all activated, we just dip the product into the design, and it comes back up, and it's attached forever. Put some clear coat on it, and it looks great. We can do that with wood, plastic, metal, glass, and it's become like a really huge part of our business now. Like, it's like changed the way we like. It's like one of our like biggest like exports is like this hydro dipping, and it's changed the way we like market our business now. So like, we're on YouTube, Bagger Buck Custom Hydrographics or Bagger Buck TV if you want to see what we do behind the scenes, and we just like you know.
One thing I want to add to that too is, so Dalton he does all of our social media stuff, and he also does our editing. So he just now graduated from Belmont, and so he's in now. He takes care of all of our filming and all of our cool stuff. And now we're into drag racing and hydrographics, but hydrographics is something that's so unique. I first started doing it. It was basically to do, some of our products. We had some turkey things and some turkey calls and different things, and then next thing you know, being that we're in Nashville, y'all know this is true, we got a lot of drag racers, so and then a lot of muscle cars and show cars, and next thing you know, what are we doing? We're doing carbon fibers like our #1 thing, man. We do so much carbon fibers. It's insane.
Custom car parts, motorcycle helmets, anything like that. Steering wheels, if you want to do something like that, you can basically do whatever you want.
So, I mean, someone wants something done. Let's say they have a new CVA muzzleloader and they want it dipped a particular way. They just get in touch with you guys and send it to you guys, and then y'all dip it and just ship it back to them. So how it works. Okay, and that's done right here in Nashville as well.
That's right.
So
local business.
Another local business that you guys have got going on. I think the hydrographics are really neat, and that's how a lot of the products you see in the store when you say, well, that's my favorite camo, or that's how that happens. That's
Exactly.
how they get that coating on them. But I think it's awesome that you guys can just go in. You know, you're talking about the helmets. A lot of your fishermen now are wearing helmets. You see it all the time. We go to these tournaments, and half the guys out there are wearing helmets. And now they can go and have them dipped and done just like they do everything else.
Well, then there's just practically no limit to what pattern and what design you can have either.
We've got hundreds of designs. We can do basically any color you want. Like the options are pretty much limitless. It's just whatever you want us to do, we can do it for you.
Yeah, that'd be great. We got a caller here, guys. Who do we have on one? If I can get it to pick up. Hannah, how are you doing tonight?
Hi, fine. Excuse me. It's been a long time since I've called, and I believe what's that heavy, nice man McGurky or whoever passed away.
Yes.
You know, he was wonderful, and you guys all doing a great job. I just was reading a magazine I got when I was looking for some stuff in the hunting at Walmart in the hunting area, and I wanted to. It crossed my mind when I read the article about the deer wasting disease, and I read the whole thing over and over again, and I, just couldn't get it off my mind. And I thought, wouldn't it be great if they could have a bunch of the guys from the Army or the National Guard go ahead out, the ones that like to hunt, and shoot medicine at the deer and cut down on that horrible disease. What a way to go. It's so sad. And, have them shoot medicine at the deer and see what the results come up with. Okay.
Yep.
I'll let you go.
Well, thank you for calling. Well, and what she's saying, actually, it makes sense if they had anything that would help this problem out. The deal with chronic wasting disease is there is no medicine. There's not only is there not a cure, they don't know of a way to curb it. And this has been going on this is over 30 years. It's not like this just showed up. Yeah, I was going to say, we're getting actually well over the 30 year, 40 and close to 50 years. But it's not something that I think we're just going to come up with a cure for. I hope we do one day. I would love to see that happen. But after this many years of researching it and trying different drugs, trying different studies, they have tried quarantining, they have tried eliminating entire herds, but nothing that has been done yet has really made an effect
reducing herd,
on
reducing
the
food. There's just a lot to be discovered about this.
It's virtually an effort now to slow it down. It's a slow down effort, and that's where you get a lot of your deer being eliminated in these counties and things. And I know people see that, especially hunters. They really don't like to see sharpshooters come in, which we've not had that yet, but we have greatly increased the amount of deer that you could take in these West Tennessee counties. They have added extra buck tags that are available for people, early seasons, early muzzleloader hunts, early rifle hunts. And all of this is just to they're virtually giving the hunters, I will commend TWRA on that, they're virtually giving the hunters the opportunity to do it for themselves.
That's what I was going to say, where they've increased in the CWD counties where you can kill two does and you earn a buck tag.
That's right.
And I was really surprised with the amount of hunters who didn't take advantage of that.
Yeah, I was too.
I'm still kind of shocked by that.
I think it's still kind of there's a shock value there. And they're afraid that they're going to shoot too many deer and they're just not going to have any deer, to hunt anymore. And that's not the case. They will recover. Your herds in some of these states that have had this for years and years and years, they still have a strong deer herd. A healthy deer herd. We may see a reduction, probably will see a reduction in the amount of mature deer. That's just one of the effects of this disease. A lot of times your 4 and 5 year old bucks kind of become scarce.
They do. And I know somebody had asked me the other day, why does it affect more bucks than it does does? Well, bucks are a little more sociable and they groom each other, and that's one of the ways that they pass
they get
it
more
along.
attention. That's another thing. I think a lot of times it seems like it's more towards the bucks, but you're more likely, if you see one of your big bucks laying out in the field dead, you're a lot more likely to not only be upset by it or say something about it, but like your social media post and things like you're more likely to see that if it's one of your big bucks or something. So I think it gives us excuse me guys, I think it gives us the perception that it is mostly bucks, but it's really more an age thing. The reason it appears to be an older deer is because, and we've talked about this plenty before, but you're talking 18 months or so before the disease ever shows its head. And they have some studies where it's taken longer than that. So if the buck gets it when he's a year and a half old, or say 2.5 years old, he's going to be in that older age class when it shows, and he ends up, succumbing to the disease.
Right.
Well,
Exactly
one
right.
thing I'll add on to that too is, since I've been doing bagger buck, I've educated myself over the years with all the different types of elements that deer go through, and this has been one of the biggest subjects, right? CWD. It was first given a name, years and years ago, and still even today I still study it along with Dalton. He also studied it, but there's a lot of people that are scared of it, and really, it's never been proven that it's passed from deer to humans. And so, I still take precautions. We all should, but at the same time, still go out and hunt. I mean, it's something that's been around.
We do too, and they have test and drop-off facilities all over the state now. I'm in Wilson County. We have a drop-off facility in Wilson County. You can drop your deer samples off. They'll test it for you. I suggest everyone getting them tested. We don't have anything around here, but get it tested. Then it comes back negative. You can feel completely
Just
confident.
that little bit of peace of mind.
And it doesn't change anything. We still get out and hunt just like we did before. We just make sure we get them tested, and then we know we're on the safe side. So, well, guys, we're going to go over and do this week's tip of the week. This week's tip of the week is being sponsored by our friends over at Phoenix Custom Quality Rods. There it is. It's up on the screen there. You guys can check them out at phoenixrods.com or give them a call right here in the great state of Tennessee. Contact Mr. Jim Brewer at 931-213-1455. If you guys missed us this past weekend, we had a bundle of them at the show with us down in Nashville, and lots of people were stopping by, and they really got to see what we've been talking about this whole time. But contact them, get one of those rods in your hand today. Donovan, you got a tip for us?
Oh yeah, hey listen, it's always great to get out in the woods, and the most important thing is getting out in the woods. Listen, you want to know more about where you're hunting and what you're doing, go out there more often, especially in the off season, because the deer get used to you being out there, and it always helps to help you do your conservation because you know what's going on. So my tip for you is just get out there, get in the woods, and especially before turkey season. Right?
That's a good time. That's a good time to be out scouting for turkey. You're finding deer sign for the next fall.
That's right.
But you're right. The more you can get out there, the more you're going to learn about what's going on. That's a good tip. Guys, we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, we're going to keep the phone lines open, keep talking to these guys. We'll have some more Southern Woods and Waters.